Guys, thank you so much. I always truly count it an honor to be here, to be with you guys. And I enjoy listening and learning. And certainly I love reading. And so sharing this is just something very wonderful and dear to my heart. So this book is called Ikigai and the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. So as I get older, I don't know about you guys, but I'll be 62 on this year, and I'm 62 years young, and I'm so excited about it. And I think you just develop a deeper appreciation for things and everything. Not that young people do not, but certainly I think as personally myself, as I've gotten older, I have a deeper appreciation. And so this book is by Hector Garcia and Francesca Morales. And in the beginning, it opens up. Oh, I just want to say that if I like having discussion, and so if you have any point at any time you would like to say, or for me to reiterate or say again, please feel free to interrupt me. I kind of have my notes in front of me, so I might not see or hear you all the time. So someone might have to get my attention
Sure, sure,
if you're
Missy.
raising your hand or something. And
Hmm.
at the end, we'll have questions as well too. And so, I just want you to feel free. And so this book is basically 194 pages. It's about 10 chapters. They use the Roman numerals, and sometimes I get confused. And I give this book what I call five chakra stars out of a possible five. And I really love how it's conscientious. It has great examples. There are real life people in it. And I really love, I don't know, I love listening to my elders in whatever community or space of the world they are. I love hearing what my elders have to say. And so they have a lot of people that are centurions, actually, and some of the things they have to say. And I just think that's absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of lessons and advice. And so I love books like that give me kind of like a solid kind of breakdown of things and give me suggestions and ideas. And I felt that this book really did that a lot. And so it opens up with this Japanese proverb, and it says, only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. And so I just thought that that is so wonderful. And I think that's so very true. If I can share a personal experience, as I've gotten older, they say we all develop arthritis. And I'm thinking there is something to that. And I was explaining to my daughter that I was like, yeah, if I don't like move every once in a while, it's like, when I get up, it's like, ooh, my arthritis kind of acts up a little bit. So it's really important with the arthritis kind of that I get up and everything. So this just kind of, I think, leans into that too as well. And it's just an encouragement. I think our bodies are even telling us too as well. Hey, Misty, get up and move. So in the prologue, it mentions that ikigai is a Japanese concept which translates roughly as the happiness of always being busy, and but it goes a step beyond. It also seems to be one way of explaining the extraordinary longevity of the Japanese, especially on the island of Okinawa, where there are 24.55 people over the age of 100 of every 100,000 inhabitants, far more than the global average. So that was I was not aware of that. I thought that was very interesting. The basic themes they were saying too as well is a reason for being when it comes to ikigai, what it means, a reason to wake up in the morning, the sweet spot definition as well of ikigai, the sweet spot where pursuing joy and daily life meet. And so having that purpose in the morning. For myself, as a I was in counseling at one time, and my counselor always had me do a, what do you call a little lesson like in my head, a little plan. It was called 211. And so at nighttime, I go over two things that I've done in the day. And usually it's more than two, so I'm really excited. And so I go over those in my head before going to sleep. And one lesson I learned or something I could have done better that day. And usually it's probably more meditation or more prayer that it usually is on my list that I could have done, I feel. And then the last one is, what are you looking forward to on tomorrow, Misty? And so it's lends into that ikigai. What are you looking forward to waking up tomorrow, to experience or see and etc. So certainly, I really encourage, before you go to sleep, you may not have to do the 2-on-1 exercise or anything, but certainly the thought about what I have to look forward to. And that's something they mention later on too in the book, is optimistic thinking, that the power of thinking positively and how it adds to longevity of our lives as well too. And so there's a town, and I'm not sure, I'm going to spell these in case I'm saying them incorrectly. And I think it's Ogimi, Ogimi. And it's a rural town on the north end of the island with a population of actually 3,000 people. But it boasts the highest life expectancy in the world, a fact that has earned it the nickname the Village of Longevity. So this I have to Sikuwasa. It actually is a fruit. So on that island and everything, they are thinking that that fruit is like a lime-like type of fruit, and it really is high in antioxidants. And also they're thinking that possibly the purity of the water they use to make Moringa tea may help to the life expectancy in this area as well. Has anyone had a Moringa tea ever?
No,
No?
I
No?
didn't had any.
It tastes kind of earthy, but no, you neither. Okay. And so it's really actually it is kind of interesting. A friend of mine, she was telling me, yes, I encourage you to drink moringa tea. And I was like, oh, okay. But it's spelled Moringa. And it
Mhm.
is said to have a lot of benefits and everything as well. So I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know if it had a Japanese beginnings or anything like that, but
Mm.
it is you might enjoy it, a moringa.
Yeah, I'll try. I have noted down even the Ogimi, I don't know, that village you are talking about. It's really beautiful to see the village with
Oh,
all
you have a,
those.
oh yeah, you saw a
I just
picture of it?
opened it in.
Oh, wow.
As you are
Yes.
saying, I was typing it and just looking at where it is, and it is a village in Japan.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, I should check that out too. I think in the book they showed it, or I think I actually saw a movie that they were showing it or something too about because what happened is this place is one of the five blue zones in the world. There's one in the United States in Loma Linda, California, but the other that scores number one is this island. Yeah.
wow,
You
interesting
you
thing.
ate drumsticks in India? Oh, wait. And let's see. Someone hasn't tried it. Is it made like green tea? I am not sure if it's made like green tea. I am not sure. But they did talk about green tea as well too. So I thought that was really interesting. But they talked about like, I hate to say original green tea, but I don't know if it's me, but when I try the green teas, like the regular markets, it doesn't seem to do it for me. But I actually got some green tea from that was sourced from Japan, and it was completely different. And I actually liked it, but the green tea normally that I get in the supermarket, I don't tend to like. But yeah, I think it does require an acquired taste, maybe a little bit.
Yes.
Drumstick leaves, uh,
Yeah,
the
the
moringa
moringa.
powder is very healthy. Oh, okay. And in
Yeah, in
India, you use
India,
drumsticks.
back in India, we have that's a very medicinal plant which we use for most of the things, and it is very healthy. Even in grocery stores, you'll see that leaves. So they dry off those leaves and prepare the powder so that you can have it with rice or anything like that. So it's a very healthy. ingredient which is good for you. As you were saying, I haven't tried the tea version of it, so good to know that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Thank you so much. I need to try that. Oh, did you have something you wanted to say? I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. You're on silent at the moment.
You're on mute, ma'am, Vijayalakshmi garu, if you're talking to
Uh,
us.
okay.
Yes.
Moringa trees we have almost we used to have in every village, every house almost like not every house, but we eat a lot. The drumsticks and the drumsticks leaves we cook a lot.
Those
Yeah,
are the
and
fruits
we
from the
make powder
moringa tree.
and use in
They
yeah
call it
that
as drumsticks.
Okay.
yeah that's very common food in India. In villages, almost every house will have, and in cities we get everything everywhere. It's not a big deal there. Here they are selling. We are surprised to see. In our childhood, we used to go to some neighbor's house and just pluck something and get cook. That's it. Now we are buying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But maybe one day you'll be able to go back to neighbors and ask for something in the
Yeah. Sure.
future.
Hope so.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I was um, I was telling someone yesterday I just finished reading a book by a young lady named Mega Mujandar, I think is her last name, and is called A Guardian and a Thief, and it was wonderful how, but it's a fiction book, but she refers to different things in the Indian culture and different foods, and I'd have to click on it and go, oh, what is that? Because I wasn't familiar as well, and so I learned a lot, and I really enjoyed that learning about the different foods and everything, so
Good.
that was really neat.
It's all about sharing and caring. We all will be sharing so that other person will be learning and we will be learning from each other.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I think that's important. One of the things that they mention too in the book is just like you're saying, always have an ever learning mindset. So yes, I think that that really is important, and a part of what we do too, all of us here, certainly is
Yep.
having a mindset of learning and everything as well. And so um, there are some things that they were talking about too as well. Okinawans live by a principle of what's called Ichariba Chode, Ichariba Chode, and it basically means teamwork, working together. And I thought that was so very interesting. And everyone, the principle is everyone's a brother, even if you've never a brother or sister, even if you've never met them, they are still your brother and sister. And oh, I'm so sorry. That the Ikachariba Chore, it means treat everyone like a brother or a sister, even if you've never met them. The term for teamwork is Yumamaru. Yuimaaru. That is the word for teamwork. And so those are some principles that they believe in, and it's so interesting because some of these things, you know, they're saying could be basics of longevity of life in and of itself. So, in the beginning, they mentioned the purpose of the book is to bring the secrets of Japanese centurions to you and give you the tools to find your own ikigai. So, the encouragement is to certainly find your personal reason for being and everything that you need to have a joyful journey through life. So, one thing I thought that was so interesting that they mentioned is whatever you do, don't retire. I thought that was so, I was like, what? And the interesting thing is, there is no word in Japanese that means retire in the sense of leaving the workforce for good, like we have in English. And so certainly they don't believe in really retiring. And it really is true to this day, from my understanding as well, that even older people in Japan, that they will clean the trains or they're doing something. They never stop working, so to speak. And so I thought that was really, really interesting. As I was telling you earlier, they do hold first place among the world's blue zones. And that is kind of what the book really does relate to. They look at longevity and diet, exercise, and purpose, forming society ties, and having broad circles of friends and everything as well. There is a principle called hara hachibu, and this is eating only to the tummy is 80% full. So I do try and do this myself. I try not to be, just eating until I can't eat no more, but I try and go to the 80% that I'm full, and that is good, And so I think that's an interesting thing because I try to do that too as well. So there is a principle called Moai, and it's an informal group of people with common interest who look out for one another. And I really thought of us in the meditation magic space. I thought this is a lot like us. And so I think it's so wonderful. And they're saying that this as well adds to longevity. It's just that aspect of a group of people that are looking out for one another. It's just absolutely amazing. And so and there is a chapter called Anti-Aging Secrets, Little Things That Add Up to a Long and Happy Life. And so there's so much wisdom in the classic saying, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to say this right, mens sana in corpore sano. I think that must be Latin. And it reminds us that both mind and body are important and that the health of one is connected to that of the other. It has been shown that maintaining an active, adaptable mind is one of the key factors in staying young. Some of the things they were mentioning too is stress is accused of killing longevity. Be mindful about reducing stress. I feel that we are being people that are meditators, but as well, a little stress is good for us. A lot of sitting will age us. So that's something they mentioned that we need to look at. A powerful antioxidant like melatonin can be very, very powerful for us too as well. And they were mentioning about sleeping 7 to 9 hours, and I thought, wow, I just got in on that one. I think I get about, well, my 7 right now is a little bit off kilter, but usually I tend to get 7. But and my doctor was so happy. She's like, "Really? You get 7 hours?" I was like, "Yeah," But 7 to 9. And as we get older, there is a belief that we may need just a little bit even more sleep as well too. So, and then I was mentioning earlier about anti-aging attitudes, and so there is a belief that says so. When we face challenges with a positive outlook and are able to manage our emotions, we are already on our way to longevity in our lives. One of the things they were mentioning is finding flow in everything you do, turning work and free time into spaces for growth. So, one key ingredient is the ability to reach this state of flow. We have to focus on increasing time we spend on activities that bring us to this state of flow. So that can be certainly meditation, it can be gardening, it can be walking, exercise, um, it could be writing, journaling, but finding flow. And then I thought it was interesting how they also mentioned something called micro flow. So basically enjoying mundane, I'm not sure I said that right, but everyday task like washing dishes or, having to take out the trash, but really getting into flow states just in those little tasks that we do. This was my favorite part, and I think it will be your favorite part too, and that is instant vacation, getting there through meditation. I was so glad that they mentioned this, and I know you guys as well believe this to be definitely true, but I never viewed it like an instant vacation, but that is really truly how it does feel to me. I just feel renewed. I feel just a sense of relaxation. And so I guess I'm going to start calling it a little bit of instant vacation when we do our meditation too as well. But they mention training the mind can get us to a place of flow more quickly. So getting into flow through meditation is a great way to do it. Meditation is one way to exercise our mental muscles. There are many types of meditation, but they all have the same objective, calming the mind. There's the Archer's Secret, the winner of the 1998 Olympic gold medal. She was 17 years old from South Korea. When asked how she prepared, she replied that the most important part of her training was meditating for 2 hours a day. I thought that was phenomenal. Her being a young person, number one, at 17 years old, and meditating for 2 hours. I just thought, wow, incredible. Certainly my goal to and my inspiration, that young person. And I love how they said in the book, we all carry a spa with us everywhere we go. It's just a matter of knowing how to get in something else we can do with a bit of practice. So they're just saying that, it's really that the tool that we have with us is to be able to meditate as well. They were mentioning that rituals are really important to us, and this makes perfect sense. They give us clear rules and objectives and help us also enter a state of flow. And so that ritual can be it can be anything. I know that for me, when I begin to write, I light a candle, and it just helps me, I feel, get into the moment as well. And sometimes when I'm praying or something, I will put my diffuser on with a particular essential oil or something, and it just is my little ritual of something that I do as well. They do mention that flow is mysterious. It is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more it will flow, and the closer you will get to your ikigai. So there are some people, Maiso Okawa, that is 117 years old, and this is a quote that they said: "Eat and sleep, and you will live a long time. You have to learn to relax." Wow. Maria Capovilla, 116 years old, said, "I've never eaten meat in my life." I thought that was so interesting, and I know that vegetarian is certainly what we strive to be, and I thought that was so insightful. And I've given up meat for, wow, over it's over half a decade or so. I was what they called a flexitarian at first. I might eat meat every once in a while, but it just, as I got older, I was like, it's just never, I felt really been for me. At 15 years old, I did become a vegetarian from 15 to 18. And so, as I was an athlete, and they were like, well, we need you to eat more. And I was like, oh gosh. So I did, but certainly I did discover that the best diet for me is just like that, to not eat meat. But I understand everyone may be different, but yeah. And also remember, we mentioned to never stop learning. So these are some of the secrets of the masters, of the masters of longevity. My apologies. And they also were mentioning celebrating each day. Don't worry. Cultivate good habits. Nurture your friendships every day. Live an unhurried life. Be optimistic. That's what we were kind of talking about before, was about being optimistic and how important that can be to longevity too as well. And also too as well, one thing that they found was that 100% of the people kept a vegetable garden. I thought that said so much. And they all belong to an association of some form in their neighborhood. They celebrate all the time. They have an important purpose in life. They're proud of their traditions and cultures, as they should be. They're passionate about everything that they do. They have a strong sense of teamwork, and they are always busy. I get in trouble for being busy all the time. My daughter says, Mom, you just need to sit down somewhere. That's what my daughter says to me. When it came to their diet, food, they basically consumed like less than 10 grams of salt on a daily basis. They ate a wide diversity of vegetables and fruit, at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables every day. Grains were a foundation. They rarely ate sugar. And if they did, they had cane sugar. Green tea, like we were saying before, was a very important aspect of, of their diet as well. Gentle movements, longer life. So the encouragement is certainly to move in some capacity. They mentioned yoga, Tai Chi, Radio Tasa, Taiso. Could I can never say Kuchong. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Kichong and Shiatsu. And so those are some things that were mentioned. I thought that was really phenomenal, certainly as well. They also talk about resilience in wasabi. Wasabi is actually a Japanese concept that instead of searching for beauty and perfection, we should actually look for it in things that are flawed or incomplete. Wabi sabi. And so to kind of like end everything, I wanted to share with you the 10 rules of Ikigai. One is stay active, don't retire. The second is take it slow. The third is don't fill your stomach. The fourth is surround yourself with good friends. 5 is get in shape for your next birthday. 6 is to smile. 7 is to reconnect with nature. 8 is to give thanks. 9 is to live in the moment. And 10 is to follow your Ikigai. I'm so sorry. And so certainly those are the secrets to Ikigai and the book and everything. I just encourage you, of the 10 things that were mentioned, to find the thing that you feel is the best for you. Excuse me. And certainly, I'm not saying that you have to do all of them, but to find, oh, you do 7 out of the 10. Oh my gosh, awesome. That is really good. And so certainly, I think things are a step-by-step process. And I feel that we shouldn't down ourselves if we can't do them all. And, anything that we can do on a daily basis is a great thing. I encourage you to read this book. I think going over it is wonderful, but reading it, I really got such a grasp of everything. And it was, definitely a 10 out of 10 or a 5 out of chakra stars I gave it. And that is everything. Are there any questions?